Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcast. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me are two of my bestest best friends. Starting with the man with the pink headset, CHUBAX. How are you doing?
Hello, welcome. Excited to be here for another series review.
Awesome. And with us also is fresh from work is Arnie. How are you doing?
Hello there. I'm doing fine. Not sure about the email I'm going to be sending my manager later.
Work troubles. But if this is your first time hopping onto our channel, thank you very much and welcome to the Plus 63 HP stable of podcasts. Um, if you are in want of awesome content, we have a new show or a show dropping almost every day of the week. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we review a TV series, much like this one that we're going to review right now, or a movie. We provide our opinions. We deep dive into our thoughts, things that we like and didn't like about that show, give you a rating so that you would know if you should watch it with your friends as well. On Wednesdays, we have our very first D&D campaign recorded for posterity and put out onto the YouTubes for you guys as entertainment. So come watch us do that as well. And on Thursdays, we have a curated list of trailers, featurettes, clips, and whatnot. We gauge how hyped we are for that particular content, and then give it a plus or minus rating, so we can let you guys know whether you should be hyped about it as well. Occasionally on Fridays, Chubax and our other bestest best friend RJ cannot get enough of D&D, so they did another campaign where they are bad guys. So if you want to watch that, we occasionally drop that on a Friday. But on this particular episode, the new hotness dropped on Netflix, continuing the trend of live action anime adaptations. We have uh our high school classic. For most of you guys watching, you probably weren't even born when it was out on the TVs, but this was a classic tagalized anime that was on network TV when we were in high school growing up. In the Philippines, it was called Ghost Fighter. In
Mhm.
Japanese, it is Yu Hakusho. I actually um have not seen. I did not do my assignment this week. I was traveling for work, so I wasn't able to really watch it. But you are in good hands. So I'm going to turn it over to Shabaks and Arnie for them to talk about the series. Initially, a little bit more of like a non-spoilery review for people who haven't seen or not familiar with the franchise, and then they'll go deep into the nitty-gritty of the 5 episode miniseries that we have in Netflix. So Chubax, take it. All right, Chubax and Arnie, take it away.
So yeah, in Arnie, initial thoughts.
Initial thoughts. It's not One Piece, but at least it's not Dragon Ball. Live adaptation, by the way, for context.
So for me, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
didn't reach the heights of One Piece, but I think it was too short. But the action was really good. Yusuke was really good.
Yeah. The
So
guy who
yeah,
played
most
Yusuke was good.
because it was short, the characterizations of the others were that much, but Yusuke
Hmm.
was really good, and I love that they kept him being an asshole.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so that was really good. And yeah, let's just go episode by episode. So first episode, let me get the net. Uh,
I'm hopping on like Yu Hakusho live action. There we go. Hatsuro Mashima. Oh, there's no synopsis on Wikipedia.
okay, at least we got. Oh yeah, there's no even title names I forgot. Because
Well,
my Lucas was like, "Why is it episode 5? Episode 5?" That's what it said. The title was
mhm.
only episode 5. So we just have to spitball this. So basically, in this world, there's like before the world was connected. The normal world was connected through a big hole to the demon world, and then So the demons, some would escape to the normal world and wreak havoc, but uh, did it say Arnie who did it? But I guess was it the spirit world came in and fixed it and
Yeah,
blocked the hole.
somebody created a barrier.
Yeah, but then recently it's starting to collapse the barrier, and one of the small demon insect things comes out and controls a human and makes them go crazy. And this is where we see Yusuke, our main guy, uh, save a kid and get run over very violently.
Oh yeah,
I loved how he got hit by this fucking truck.
yeah. Did you get
And
the Easter egg? The theme
the
song was being
soundtrack,
played.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
playing. So yeah, we meet Yusuke. We flash back to later that day, I think, or something. And he's not your typical delinquent. He's more like he's not really a
He just
good guy also, but I guess he does what he wants
yeah
there.
he
So
just
whether
doesn't
it's good
give
or bad, so
yeah
he does what he
he
wants,
doesn't
and
give an F.
I like that. Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. That's basically it. And he helped when he wants to help, but it's not because he's trying to be a hero or anything. He just thinks that's what he wants to do at that moment. That's what he does. So and he's kind of rude. I like it. And so that he beats up guys. I love that the action is really what I
Hmm.
enjoyed. He sees Kuwabara, one of the main characters, trying
Or
to
Alfred.
or Alfred wants
Kuwabara.
to who looks beat up, which means Yusuke already beat him up like a day or a few days ago, and he wants to get back at him, and they fight. So it's like 4-on-1, right? Diba?
Hmm. Yeah.
Kuwabara with three other guys, and there's a nice some nice scenes here where after they meet up or after he confronts Yusuke, it cuts to a scene of the alleyway, and then in the alleyway we see Kuwabara and the crew fly there, and then suddenly we just see a fucking flying drop kick from Yusuke. It was so good. That fight was so good. And then so anyways, he does get killed, and then he goes to the spirit world, and we get the nice scene where was it Enma? Was it the
Enma.
name
Enma.
Enma and
Yeah.
Botan? So Enma gives him a deal of be a spirit detective and work for them, and he'll resurrect him. And he says, "No, I'm good." Like he doesn't want to do it, but Botan shows him that he is missed because Yusuke said he thinks people are more happy that he's not there. So he shows that his mom misses him, and what's the name of the girl? Is that you?
Uh, you
Keiko?
you
Is it Keiko? No.
no Keiko is the
Uh,
sister of hold
no,
on, let
that's Yukina,
me
diba?
Yukina, yeah.
You, let me see.
Because
Uh,
Keiko is Hie's sister. So it's Yukina, I think.
Yukina. Keiko. Keiko. No, it's Keiko. Keiko Yukimura
Keiko, okay.
is the friend. Yukina is the
The sister
sister.
of okay.
Okay, so and then at the same time the demon insect thing um infects one of Yusuke's classmates, the one being bullied, and then they have this, and as he's being bullied by the bullies, he goes crazy and starts a fire and kicks their asses, and then Kuwabara comes in with his troop and tries to fight him, and they're also beaten up. And so Yusuke comes back alive, and he fights this creature, and with a nice the fight scene is, I think, the best way to describe it is it's visceral. It's
Mm-hmm.
very
Mm-hmm.
visceral, very fast, very creative in the shots and in the choreography. And in
Mm-hmm.
the end, he saves him by being able to draw out the demon creature and killing it. And then he's back. So that's episode 1. Episode 2. Crap, how's my memory? Arnie, help me. Uh,
Episode 2, I think it's
oh, episode 2, yeah. So episode 2 starts with the three demons, the three yokais, right?
yeah, yokais,
Uh,
yeah.
Hiei, Kurama, and forgot the big guy.
Dennis.
Huh? Danny?
No, no,
I
Dennis.
forgot the big guy's name. The red demon.
Goki.
Okay, okay. So we start
And
episode
then
2 with Enma saying that there's these three items that are very powerful. And then at the same time, these three yokais intercept it. So Goke is a big Hulk type creature, and he got like a ball that can absorb souls, so he can eat it. And this motherfucker goes after children, and
mhm,
so he was the first target of Yusuke. And then they have another fight scene, another amazing fight scene in a junkyard, and
yeah,
his movements are just so good. I mean, of course, some of the shots, especially when they're together, you can see the CGI effect a little bit. The
mhm,
lighting is not perfect, but the movement, the choreography, the the dodging and the weaving. I love how they incorporate some kind of MMA also. Arnie, when he was on top of the
yeah,
car and he grabbed
yeah,
the head, it was like doing some knees on it. Oh, that was so
hmm
good.
yeah,
And then eventually he starts using the ray gun a little bit and he beats him
hmm
and creatively actually. And then
yeah,
yeah, by jamming something in the mouth and then shooting it with the ray gun. And
yeah.
then he retrieves the ball. And then next is Kurama.
Kurama, yeah.
Yeah, who appears to be very eventually he finds out that he's not a bad guy. He just
Mhm,
wants the mirror of darkness because it's an item where you can wish for something.
mhm.
And as he tells it, he was a yokai who got injured and hid inside a fertilized
Human,
human egg.
yeah,
So basically, he has a mother. He grew up there, and who's dying from a sickness,
can, hmm
probably cancer, yeah, or something like that.
yeah,
And he wants to wish her well. And Yusuke allows him to do it, but saves him because he knows that when you ask for a wish and it's granted, it takes your life. So Yusuke joins in the wish and gives him half his life. So Kurama gets another half. And so they continue. So they able to fulfill the needs of the mirror and saving the mom and not killing Kurama, which I think is kind of uh unfair on Yusuke because Kurama's lifespan is probably longer. So that half
yeah.
is a lot more longer than half of Yusuke. But either way,
Yeah, well, I
uh,
mean, if you're going to follow the anime character, is he really human though? Is he? Well, we'll see,
I know. So
yeah,
anyway,
but
so there is
yeah,
that. And then episode 3 is the training episode where we meet
hmm Genkai.
Genkai. So first this is what I was telling Jong a while ago where the 5 episodes is so short that it's too fast. Like as soon as
Yeah,
this episode starts, I thought like did I miss the episode because
yeah,
uh Yusuke's already running in a compound where so there's this rich asshole who has a yokai captive, a girl who can
yeah.
uh
Ice tears or something
has
like ice
tears of ice
crystal.
that
Yeah,
apparently are very expensive or very valuable. And it turns out
mhm.
it's is it his sister? Why did she say? Why did he say
So in the
in the manga?
well,
What's
in
in?
that
I don't remember.
episode, because he used the sword that he stole to get
Yeah,
the eye, right? Which he only used once in the entire show,
that's the only
which is
thing he
kind of
want. Yeah.
yeah.
So and
It
yeah,
led him
wait.
to that, but in the end of the fifth episode, it was shown that the yokai was not even his sister.
But in the manga
So
or anime, is it?
I'm not, see, I'm not as
I
versed
don't remember.
as
Yeah, me as well.
like especially the earlier parts of Ghost Fighter, because it's unlike Kenshin or the other animes that they just on rotation, just being like played all the time. Ghost Fighter was just played once, and then it took a while, and then we got distracted with Slam Dunk and all these other
Yeah.
stuff. And I
It,
think
it,
it's
it says here
yeah,
in the manga or anime he is the brother. They're twins
it's the
actually.
best. Okay.
but he never told her. I don't know why or
Oh,
something.
okay.
So, anyways,
All right.
Hiei uh,
Vincent.
stole the dagger. What's the name of the dagger?
It's a sort of I just think of it as a sort of requirement or something like that. Or like
So
it grants
he
it
got
grants
the third.
abilities.
Yeah, it grants abilities, and the ability he wanted was a third eye that's able to try to find, which is even didn't even work that well. Trying to
Yeah.
find his sister, and so that's where we get in the third episode. Yusuke, I said Eugene. Yusuke was tracking Hiei inside the compound where he thought his sister was, and they fight because Hiei is one of the quiet ones who doesn't really need, unlike Kurama who explained himself. So
Mhm.
it didn't lead to a fight with him and Yusuke. Hiei isn't one to speak and just fight, and he's really fast. Again, his speed was well done. I like his movements here,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
beats Yusuke, which brings us to Yusuke being brought to Genkai for training, and uh, but Kuwabara wants to train with him, and
Yeah.
he bumblingly finds his way in the middle of all
Yeah.
the
I
spirit
mean,
fights.
the show didn't show. I mean, maybe because he was near death when he was fighting the first yokai. It didn't explain why he was able to see Botan and But yeah, but I like it.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
like a
that goes on to the short 5 episode series where
yeah,
the the only the only reason that Kuwabara knew that there were spirits was because he saw the botan with Yusuke, and
yeah.
his friend said, "Who are you talking about? Which girl
Yeah.
are you talking?" That's it. Because of that, he already went and involved himself in, which is so light.
He
It's
went
like
all in, yeah.
he didn't did
I mean,
not enough
in the manga,
characterization.
in in the character in the manga, it is still because Alfred is kind of like the slapstick comic
Yeah,
relief
yeah, yeah.
in a way, right? Yeah, so it makes sense, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the short episodes and sometimes even the editing was like, whoa, did I
It
miss
was
it? So I have to rewind it,
yeah.
right? So I have, so yeah,
Which is
it
good
does
action
suffer,
wise, like it's the beats fast, but then yeah,
yeah.
it makes
But in
you.
terms of character development, and all that. But anyway,
Yeah,
so yeah, that's is that episode three, or we have more?
that was so well
Oh,
in episode three.
so
So
it's
that
training.
it's training.
Yeah,
Kuwabara does the typical Demon Slayer, trying to cut a big stone slab with a wooden
yeah,
sword.
yeah,
But and then Eugene, oh shit, Yusuke, training with a finger stand, like to focus his
yeah,
energy on the ray gun.
yeah,
And we see, I like the difference here because Yusuke's not smart, but he's smart enough to question things, and
yeah.
Kuwabara's not smart at all. So
He's a bad he's a blunt object basically.
yeah, but this one helped him in the training because
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Genkai said do this, he's not smart enough to question it, and he just keeps doing it.
yeah,
While Eugene is not smart enough to figure everything out, but he's smart enough not to have doubts, and it
yeah,
took him a while. It took
yeah.
Kuwabara's rivalry with him to finally push himself to the training, which that's what he did, Jong, for 12, 20, what, 20 days.
Tw 20 days.
He did the finger stand. That's his
There's no
training.
martial. There's not even a martial arts training montage. I was expecting a training
Well,
montage, but it was just
just
like
one fight. There was just one fight with him
just
and
one fight.
Genkai. But that's
Yeah.
it. The whole 20 days was just him.
Although the Morpheus fight is actually nice.
Yeah,
I
that was
like it.
fine. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, he figures it out. And then, like an idiot, he tests his ray gun into the sky where everybody sees.
Stop it.
What the fuck? It's like those idiots that shoot to the sky using guns in New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Like shoot to the ground or find a place where you can shoot it in the ground safe instead of
Yeah.
the sky where you hit somebody. So anyways, oh, we also skipped around. So the main bad guy is Sakyo. I
Yeah.
thought he was a yokai or something. Apparently, he's just human who's really good at gambling, and
Yeah.
he's
And
so bored with life that he wants to open the barrier between the demon world and the
I
human
do the
world.
same when I'm bored. I
And
just want the
then, so
demons.
he's been manipulating, getting money from the rich to fund his
yeah.
scientists to open the barrier, and he's getting
Yeah.
help from Toguro because Taguro wants is so powerful he wants to fight to use his full
Demons.
power. So he
Yeah.
wants to go to the demon world. So anyways, that's episode 3. So at the end of
Four.
that, they extend an invitation to the group and they go to
They
uh
kidnapped Yukina.
oh yeah, okay. They kidnap Yukina. So they
And
invite the
but they
group.
tried to frame they tried to frame Hiei
Oh,
over
you're
there.
right. You're right. Okay. So
Yeah.
they kidnap Yukina. They're with the shapeshifter trying to make it look like Hiei did it to make Yusuke and Hiei fight. But they do fight a little bit. But thankfully, Kuwabara interrupts and put some sense into
Kurama.
them. Kurama.
Kurama. Yeah.
And then that's when they're invited to the island where Sakyo and Yukina and Keiko are. And Kuwabara comes in also. And I mean, it's corny, but I do like the shot that they all have different colors:
Hmm.
the green,
I mean,
blue, red, and black.
that's your typical anime, right?
Yeah,
It's
but
a
this is
color
more
theme.
pronounced because their uniforms are like
I
long
mean,
sleeves and all whole body, so it's like
it's like
really distinctive.
it's like the mention in the X-Men, the first X-Men movie, like, oh, were you expecting yellow spandex? Like, but here they followed the costumes
Yeah,
at least, so that's good. Yeah.
and why did it mention why Yusuke's the only one with like the crop top uniform? Because all of them have the green long jersey, long polos, and then
Yeah.
he has the crop top
Yeah.
In
I
the
like
anime,
it on him.
his dad wore too. So.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's the episode 3. So 4,
Yeah.
they arrive into the island, and
Yeah.
at the same time, Sakyo is there, and he's getting more money by playing these rich men to make bets on the
It's
fight. So
Squid
uh,
Game.
yeah,
Squid Game.
basically Squid Game. So as they get there, we get the first fight is Kurama versus, forgot his name. That Bowie.
The
Bowie's the one with the Hiei. Uh,
Yeah, I forgot, but it's like I
yeah,
thought it was a female, but it was like
it's a
the masked
guy.
one,
Yeah.
like the
So
explosive yokai.
yeah, so I like his power because his power is like he can throw explosive air balls, but it's
Hmm.
transparent, so it's really hard to see, and he can do it
Yeah.
as much as he wants. So Kurama was really having a hard time, and then Hiei comes into Bowie, who's like this armored giant with a big
Mm.
axe. So they're fighting, and Yosuke's just running.
Yeah.
Running laps around somewhere because it's taking forever for him to get where he's going, and then he has this. You see that flight of ramp where he was talking to
Yeah.
Enma? It's this so fucking long. Where the fuck are you going?
Like,
It would have been
and then
funny.
come
It
up.
would have been better and funnier if it was like Luffy, because Luffy's gonna get lost. But him, it seemed like he
Yeah.
knew where he was going, but it was just taking so long.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
even Kuwabara
Kuwabara
found
was
the girls first.
Yukina. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so the girls escaped and then found Kuwabara. So so those happened at the same time, like 3 fights while Yusuke's just running
Yeah.
somewhere, right? So we get a nice fight with you, Kuwabara and the guy, and so they're fighting. At first, it's even with the Kuwabara using the whip, but he gets
Hmm.
overwhelmed with the spirit, the explosions, and then
Hmm.
surprisingly, we do get the
Fox.
transformation into the
Yeah.
fox, the white fox,
And I like
and
the way they did it because
yeah,
it didn't look cheap. Yeah. Right. It looked
yeah,
okay. It looked good.
I liked it. Though
Yeah.
he looked a little more handsome in the red hair for some reason
Yeah.
than the
Yeah. Yeah.
white, but it looked good. It looked good. I like it.
It looked good.
And so they fight. This one, I think, from my bad recollection of
The anime.
the anime, this was pretty accurate in how it went.
Hmm.
Like he became the fox, and then he overwhelms the
Yeah.
bad guy. But then
And
he,
then
since he hasn't been the fox for so long, he runs out of energy.
yeah.
But in the end, he wins because he plants a seed inside the bad guy, and
Yeah.
it explodes. So he beats
Yeah.
him, and then he fights Bowie. He destroys his armor, and then we realize that Bowie was doing the Rock Lee thing where he was armored, but it was so fucking heavy it slowed him down. So when he took it off, he was faster. And then just before he was about to die, he unleashes the dragon tattoo.
Mm.
The issue, my only issue here is like there's no explanation why he had that.
Why he,
Yeah,
yeah,
the only
why he
thing he
had
said
it
was
bandaged.
yeah, what it is. He just said
Yeah.
I was hoping to keep this until the end, but it looked good. I mean,
Yeah.
it was badass. And
Yeah.
then so he uses it. The dragon, like a dragon energy dragon comes out and explodes and just kills Bowie. And
Mhm.
then we get Kuwabara and the girls fighting at first like this creature, and then they escape the creature only to end up
Mhm.
against the older Taguro, right? The smaller, the
Yeah.
shape shifting.
The
He looks like he has kind of venom like powers.
yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it. So
Or,
he
or like the clown from One Piece. Kind of like you can't really get rid of him.
yeah, I think it's more like Venom because like anyway you cut him, he just reforms, and
Yeah.
he can make it long and like a whip and like a blade. So whenever Kuwabara would cut him, he just heal up. So they're just running, and then finally we get Yusuke getting to the main room and fighting Taguro.
Toguro.
And Taguro, I was just disappointed they didn't use more of the
Yeah.
percentage. I don't know why if that was it
He
only in
only
the
mentioned
Philippines that thing came that became a meme maybe?
no,
That's why.
no. Actually, when I because I'm part of some Yu Hakusho groups, they know about the 80%.
Okay, so everybody's
So
commenting on
yeah,
that. Okay.
yeah. So it's kind of like yeah. He only mentions, oh, this monster's not worth it. So just 30%. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, but
So they just
yeah,
mentioned it once. But so he fights with Taguro, he gets his ass kicked.
mhm.
And he goes to 30%, right? For this one, the first one. I
The
think he
first
was
one, just the
same
monster.
size as a monster with Yusuke. So they
Yeah,
fight and he gets beaten up. I kind of like how they did his 30%. Like it's a combination. You still have some shots that look like a Matrix two
yeah,
and three,
yeah,
but sometimes it looks good. And I don't know if they got another actor for the 30% because his face looks a little different.
yeah.
Bigger makeup.
Yeah, I think
Or
it's
is it
makeup.
just one actor, or maybe they've got a bodybuilder? I don't know, but it looked a little different, which I appreciate. Because
Yeah,
for me, if did it, I would have casted one guy for the normal, then one guy for 30%, one guy for like the bigger guys.
yeah.
But yeah,
Or they
the
could have done
action,
the Captain America thing, like start with a skinny guy and then
yeah.
CGI.
So the
Whatever.
action was good here. Yeah, any action with Yusuke is always good. His physical movement's good, but he's
Yeah.
getting his ass beaten, and then we get EA and Kurama come in, and they
Mm,
fight, and yeah, he gets bigger and stronger, and then they're still getting their ass beat, and then Kuwabara and the girls come, and
mm,
that's when the older Taguro mentions that because they didn't tell that, oh, we missed it, but after Yusuke left Genkai, Taguro came and
yeah.
visited her and killed her, but they didn't
Yeah.
tell, and Enma didn't tell Yusuke. So we go here for the typical Taguro
Reveal.
mentions
Yeah.
the bigger, older Taguro mentions that Genkai's dead. They killed her,
Yeah.
and it enrages Yusuke. And this is
Yeah.
where like the emotional beat didn't kind of hit on me. Like you met her for
Yeah.
like
20 days.
half an episode,
Yeah.
and you're already so like for my master. Like oh,
Yeah.
that kind of didn't land for me emotionally. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And uh so how did this fight go in the end?
I mean, they obviously they couldn't over like even with their teaming up, they're not the Tugor is just too strong to and it was able to resist everybody.
Oh no. He
Um,
levels up with the
level up.
spirit using the spirit energy thing that Genkai gave him, and
Yeah.
he's able to kick Taguro's ass. but then he
Yeah.
comes back with 100% Taguro,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
uses the thumb flicking thing.
Yeah. The thumb
And
gun.
then, so he wants to Yusuke to be, because he knows that Yusuke's not full powered yet.
Yeah.
So he's injuring Kuwabara and
Yeah.
kinds of kills him,
Yeah.
and then threatens to kill the girls. And that's when Yusuke
Yeah.
goes 100% and
Yeah.
basically shoots him with a ray gun ano, that burns him up and eventually destroys him
Yeah.
and saves
So
the
it
day.
became.
And then, yeah, we get like a little backstory also of Toguro,
Yeah.
which doesn't really go into detail, just saying that one day a yokai
A
kills
yokai.
his students and then
Yeah.
he goes for revenge and
Yeah.
sacrifices what he loves for power, which he didn't say. They didn't really say anything with how he got the power or what he sacrificed.
Yeah.
And
And how he became a yokai.
yeah,
He
so he
just
was
like
human. So they didn't really
yeah.
go into detail in that. And I can't also
Yeah.
remember the details. And in the end, we see him walking to hell.
Yeah.
Uh, interrupted by Genkai trying to
Yeah.
convince him that he doesn't have to do it, but he
Mm.
does. And
Yeah.
then I thought Genkai was gonna follow her, but she didn't.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's it.
And then Sakyo killed himself because he lost, and
Oh
and
yeah, I
then yeah,
appreciate that
and
because
then
he,
yeah,
he he made a bet with Enma that if Toguro wins,
yeah,
the barrier will go down, and
yeah,
if Yusuke wins, he dies. And he was a man of his
yeah,
word.
yeah,
And the only Toguro kills his. He was the one that killed his older brother,
yeah.
and because he was annoyed with him.
But
That
there
was
was an
so
end
weird.
credit scene though.
Yeah.
The birds eating his.
The and the
But yeah.
yeah the end credit scene was like a bird picking on the head of the
Mm-hmm.
older Taguro because he was in the beach. And
Mm.
then like the final scene was them coming home in the boat, right?
Yeah,
In
yeah,
the ship. And
yeah,
yeah, that's Yu Hakusho season 1, hopefully more.
yeah,
But that is it. So what's your thoughts
yeah.
on final thoughts?
So, like I said earlier, it's not One Piece. Like, because One Piece, the way they did it, I mean, even though I haven't seen the entire One Piece universe, I'm in because of the way they made it, right?
Uh-huh.
But at least it's not Dragon Ball. But still, it needed a little like maybe if it was 10 episodes, it could have fleshed out the characters and the motivations
Uh-huh.
further. Uh, and the fights and some of the edits are also very janky, so kind of like you could tell like oh, maybe there was a deleted scene and they just whatever. And then some of the CGI was whoa. I mean, it's not One Piece. I mean, but I think it's on the level of RRR, if I'm not mistaken. The CHUBAX. I
The
mean,
effects?
it's the effects.
Actually, I think the effects are pretty well
Effects
made
are
for
good.
a TV
Yeah,
series, yeah, for
for
Netflix.
TV series, yeah. Plus, I think
It
it's
had
like
more effect
outsourced.
shots than One Piece, so I was
Yeah,
expecting a little dip, and
yeah,
for me it overcame it because the action, like I said, with especially with Yusuke, they really did his movements
yeah,
well. It's
yeah,
visceral. That's
yeah.
what I was
And the
telling
thing
Jong
is,
between the break, that this series made me appreciate One Piece more because even One Piece with just 8 episodes, all the motivations and all the character
yeah,
depth, they were able to do it. Here, it just
because I think also because One Piece episodes are longer, right? I think it's an hour each.
Yeah,
I
closer
think
to an hour.
50 to an
Yeah, you
hour.
feel
Yeah,
like yeah. Whereas with Yu-Yo or Ghost Fighters, like half an hour, 45 minutes in some cases.
let me
But
check.
then again, it also like y- well, at least it got rid of a lot of the filler episodes from the
Yeah,
anime. But
they
it
also had
also
they really spent time on the action, from what I think.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like
I think most
44,
of the budget
48,
yeah,
48 minutes,
I
54.
think the budget was spent on the action and in terms of the writing. cohesiveness is not as but you know, like I said, it's I mean, because like they didn't even tackle, because I know in the cartoons, in the anime, the Ghost Fighter, when he learned the ray gun, he could only do it once a day. But here it seems like he could do it at will.
Yeah.
It's- so but it was just but yeah, I mean the action I mean the guy playing Yusuke, I like him. I
'Cause
mean, he's
even
not your
even the
typical.
spirit wave orb, they didn't explain what it was.
Yeah,
So
what it
they're
was
like,
like. Okay, so you have it. So now
what does it do? You know, like
is it like the Optimus Prime thing, or
a
what?
Matrix. Yeah.
Is it the Matrix, or yeah? But yeah, but the actor. I mean, he's not your typical good-looking guy,
Mm-hmm.
because you would expect him to look like, like
Even the anime,
a
manga, he looks like the typical pretty boy,
yeah.
the
He
way he
looked
was
pretty well.
drawn. But here he's
He
like,
would have looked like a K-pop BTS, but now yeah, but he looks like, there's some angles like, hey, he kind of looks Filipino
yeah,
too.
he kind of looks like Filipino too.
Yeah, yeah, but Botan, I like Botan. Not quite sold with Enma, because I could like the actors like talking through a pacifier, like I could see like the speech is kind of like distorted a little bit. But but I like actually the main characters. I like the casting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not and there's not a fail yet. Toguro, I think, yeah, if they said like the 80% level, or like, or at least if his character was more fleshed out, because I don't remember him dying in the cartoons.
I think he did, but
Uh
I don't remember. It's been a while. I
yeah,
think he did, but
like, so but plus, yeah, I mean, it was short, like because I think that in the anime it was a an actual tournament.
yeah, there was a tournament, the dark tournament or something.
Yeah,
Dark tournament.
yeah, but this
Yes.
one is more like, it's like a rescue mission, and just Kate crashed a Squid Game basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you know, at least the rich people that they were that the guy was using, they're not cartoon characters like Squid Game, so I'm okay with that. So yeah,
So there's that. What's your final rating?
Drop your ratings.
I'll be a mid eight, a mid eight. Like if
Um,
you're a fan of Yu Yu Hakusho, I wouldn't expect a lot, but it's a good show.
for me,
Bucks.
I'd go a 7 with a high 8
Seven.
for the action,
Oh
but
yeah, they're actually
just yeah, especially with One Piece out, the characterization is just not a lot of depth. But I'd watch season 2. I'd be happy to see more of it. So there is that. And yeah, so that is it, guys. Yu Yu Hakusho Netflix for the 63 HP, and see you next week.